Thank you so much, Mr. Mighty. The beautiful, beautiful sounds there. Okay, we're going to bring in our brother Kapile, all the way. He's from the Congo. So wow, I think we're probably going to find out that there, as brother Norsi has already indicated, that there are a lot of similarities between what's happening in Haiti and what's happening in the DRC Congo. Take yourself off mute, please, brother Kapile. Let me ask you, my brother, to introduce yourself to the audience and to, just share with us really what's happening in DRC. Because again, another region of the world that we don't hear enough about on the mainstream media.
Thank you, Sister Shanice, for the opportunity, and greetings to our brothers and sisters who are on the platform and the viewers on YouTube. My name is Kapele Mtachi. Originally, I'm from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Currently, I live in South Africa as a refugee. I think before I start my introduction, and I would like to extend our greetings to our sister from IT. There are a couple of things that I identified from the presentation that she has given to us, some similarities between Congo and Haiti. So on the issues of armed groups that are ravaging, creating havoc in Haiti, is the same kind of the situation that we see in the eastern part of Congo, where we have more than 200 armed groups supported by foreign-based institutions. They are also creating havoc. So, and also another thing that I touched before I go through the points to the presentation, on the issue of a weak and captured government that is at the service of the globalists, the hegemonic power that are pre-elect or pre-select the leaders whom they will deploy to advance their agenda instead of the agenda of the people. And that is also something that is happening in our country since the departure of Patrice Lumumba up until today. We are facing the same situation. We have governments that have been in power since then up until now. They have shown us times without numbers that they do not have ability or capacity to address the issues that our people are facing on the ground, especially in the eastern part of DRC. So, and the last thing that I draw from the presentation that is similar to us, the issue of division among our own brothers. I remember, if I'm not mistaken, a day before this event, we're talking about the issues why we don't support our own struggles. Divisions among ourselves, these are super artificial, rather, divisions that have been created by our own enemies who do not want to see our people coming together as a united force and to rightfully demand what belongs to them. So this is what we have seen. DRC is also fragmented. People are divided. These ones are from the east. These ones are from the west. These ones, they speak this language. This other one, they don't speak that. And based on that, these same forces, they control us. They divide us, and they control us horizontally in the sense that we are not going to be able to come together as one people to fight back for the same forces that they continue to destabilize our country, because we have some of our people, and some of them are watching us on the YouTube. They have lost hope. They will tell you that, you cannot solve this problem, but this problem is a man-made problem, and then we will get a man-made solution. And the only solution It's when we are able to develop capable leaders, visionary leaders who will be able to organize, who will be able to raise that level of consciousness. Because my sister has also touched that particular thing. Our people should rise up against these forces. Yes, I agree with you, my sister. They can rise up. The history has taught us from the 1848 revolutions that took over Europe. We saw people rose up, but the lack of the leadership, they ended up taking back the same power to the same people whom they wanted them to go. So the key to our revolution, the key to the change that we want, is to start building capable leaders, leaders that will be able to lead, will be able to organize, will be able to mobilize, will be able to lead the people to the struggle that will bring the changes that we want to see in our country. So that is what I wanted to start with. So coming back to my presentation, I think the DRC question now, we are trying to make it to be a global question. So because it's neglected, mainstream media, they don't want, to raise this level of awareness, because this mainstream media, they are captured by the same hegemonic power. And then also the problem of our intellectuals in DRC, we know we need to document, people need to write, but we have a lumpen and useless intellectuals who have failed. I'm not saying all of them, there are few of them that are doing a great work. So who have failed to document the suffering of our people on the ground. So going back to my presentation, I will give a little bit background. With people who are, there are some people who are on the YouTube, maybe it's the first time they hear about the Congo question. So the background of what we are facing today, it started a long time ago. So DRC, it has endured decades of multiple overlapping crises since the reign or the regime of the King Leopold II. So this colonization or whatever that took place, and still up until today, affecting the country and the series of ongoing conflicts that we are facing. So our country, DRC, since 1996, starting from there, because I don't want to take you back from Lumumba's up until today. So the history, it's very long. It will take us like an hour presenting this. So the country has faced political repression and instability since it has achieved its independence in the 1960s. So today we are faced with a complex and a prolonged crisis, which has led millions of our people suffering from the impact of armed conflict, anger, and disease outbreak. So the current situation that is on the ground today, especially in the eastern part of Congo, so that region, it has become the site of ethnic conflicts. It has become a site of rape and sexual violence against women and girls. In every 48 hours, according to the report, the United Nations report, 10 or 20 women are raped. But I know I've got my colleagues who will zoom in, Comrade Rukia, who's going to speak on issues of women. Eastern part of Congo, it has become the site of illegal exploitation of natural resources, because in that part of the world, we have coltan, we have cobalt, we have other precious minerals that are needed in the auto industry, are needed in a technological industry, military, complex industry. And that region has been destabilized by the same hegemonic power that my sister has alluded to when she was giving us a presentation of what is happening in the IT. So the situation that our people are faced on day-to-day basis, it's not a good one. It's not a good one because that same region, it has also become the site of violent resource competition between these armed rebel groups that are sponsored by some of our neighboring countries. It's not a secret. It has been documented. So we call it a proxy war. The first war, the 1996, 3 countries, Rwanda, Burundi, Uganda, they supported Laurent Kabila. And in 1998, when Kabila said that, no, it's time for you to go, and they had to shift their allegiance, and then they challenged the Laurent Desire Kabila. So forces are fighting for that minerals. And then because of that, these hegemonic powers, they are vowed, they don't care. Even if they work on the dead bodies, as long as they are able to get these precious minerals, that is what is the most important for them. So this is the situation that we are facing in DRC. So from 1998, Congo has tried by all means, to ensure that they maintain peace and stability. They have signed a lot of peace agreements, peace treaties to ensure that we maintain stability in that part of the world. But unfortunately, all these peace accords, none of it has produced a positive result that has enabled the government itself to develop the country and improve the condition of our people on the ground. The 1998 Lusaka Accord that facilitated the deployment of the United Nations, the most expensive in that matter, in DRC, and its mission was very clear: go there and maintain peace and stability, go there and neutralize all these armed groups, ensuring that these foreign troops, they withdraw from DRC, because from our own perspective, Congo is under occupation, and this occupation is taking place in different forms, United Nations keeping forces. In our language, we normally call them United Nations business keeping forces, because they are not there to maintain peace. They are there to make money, because before they were deployed, we have lesser rebel movements, but now there is a proliferation of this level of movement. And then they kill people in the presence of the same forces that was deployed, to protect, to maintain peace and the stability in the country. So that is the situation that is on the ground. So on the other side, as I said earlier, I've drawn some similarities from the presentation coming from our sister. The government that we have, that we had, and then we have, and then that will come. And if something is not done, it will give the same result. Why I'm saying this? Because since the departure of Patrice Lumumba, this is when the tragedy of Congo started. From there, from what we have learned from our own revolutionary and militant radical intellectual, the late Kivu Chamalengi, he has taught us that after the departure of Mobutu, these hegemonic powers, they have vowed not to allow DRC to be in peace. So the political class of DRC is divided into 4 groupings. So it's not our own making. It's this hegemonic power they set somewhere, the same way they did during the scramble of Africa. They said that this is how we are going to put the medicine of Congo in the pot. So we are not going to allow any strong political party that will be able to organize the people, because there is a fear of a popular uprising And then based on the information that you have read in various documentation by the same hegemonic powers, they are afraid of the people of DRC once they get a capable leadership that will organize them. So they will be able to liberate their country from the shackles of colonialism and neo-colonialism. So now they put a strategy in place. Number one, how can they destabilize and control DRC so that they can continue to illegally exploit, illegally looting our resources? Number one is to bring division among the people. And these divisions now today in DRC, there are people who are trying to maintain and sustain this division, including the so-called politicians that we have, dividing people based on tribe. We say that, no, this one is from this particular part of the country. This one is a particular part of this region. So we are like this, we are like this. These ones are from this side, this side. All these divisions, you know, they play at the advantage of the same forces that are destroying our own countries. So today, tribalism has been institutionalized. You know, if for you to get a favor for this and that, you must belong to this particular group of the people. So those are some of the challenges. These are some of the internal challenges that we are facing in DRC. So before I conclude, I will try to put things into perspective here, because by keeping touching here and there, maybe our viewers are going to lose, you know, the appetite of what message that I want to put across. So everything that I've said, our problem is divided into two factors. We have our own internal dynamics as well as external dynamics. And these external dynamics, they affect all countries. The IT is facing the same thing. These hegemonic powers, they are pushing their agenda. They are pre-selecting leaders, and they present before us through the same so-called democracy that they have given to us. So we see them as the messiahs. You know, those are forces that we are facing. Internally, I've highlighted some of the things, the issues of nepotism, issues of tribalism, divisions, and all these other poor leadership, poor governance, and so forth and so on. So us as a movement, it's against this background that we have decided, because we have visited a lot of our people, those who are in overseas, they have lost hope. We'll talk about DRC, say that, no, this country is highly contested. You know, you guys, you go, they are going to die. So eventually we are all going to die. But we have to organize, you know, our people. We need to start something. If it's not us who are going to get there, but the generation that will come will say that, no, these people, they started something. Let us pick up the spear and continue the struggle. And this is the reason why we have started this organization. This organization is built based on the ideas of Patrice Lumumba, on the ideas of Amit Cabral, on ideas of Fanon, you know. So we borrow from different ideologies, those ideologies that seek to advance the interest of the masses, the interest of the oppressed and exploited people. So, and this is the reason why, to deal with some of these things, we have realized that the center of everything that will help us to organize DRC is to build a capable, ethical leadership.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Yes.
And that leadership then will be able now to organize the people, because this is what we have learned. You know, history, revolutions, they have taught us. The masses that is not conscientized. It seems like you are sending criminals to go and watch over your business. Yeah. So people, they need to be conscientized. And who are going to conscientize the people are the leaders. And these leaders must be prepared, because we must give what we have. And these leaders, we don't need reactionary leaders. And this is what we have in DRC. Those who are locally based and those who are in overseas, when you listen to them sometimes, you say that, what is happening on here? Are these people really understand the magnitude of the problem that we are facing? So
you know what, my beloved brother, you know, because of time, We're going to have to wrap it up there. We're well over again, but we do have you coming back on a bit later. You know, hear what you're saying in terms of one important aspect of the strategy of addressing this is getting to the young people and training them to become leaders. So we've got to make sure that the leaders of tomorrow, are the sort of leaders that are going to want to lead the country out of the depression and the situation that it is in. And so we're going to come back because we need to hear now to what extent the organization wants to work with the diaspora to build those leaders of tomorrow. And those of us in the diaspora, that's what we need to be thinking about. What can we be doing to help build the leaders of tomorrow? Thank you so, so much, Brother Kapile. We will be hearing more from you on the program a bit later today.